Welcome back to the channel, True Believers of Jesus. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Today, I want to share with you a short story about King David's life. Okay, let's begin. David was a young boy when he slew Goliath. He was anointed by God at an early age to become king of Israel. David was 30 years old when he became king. He ruled over Hebron for 7 years. Then he ruled over Israel and Judah for 33 years. Altogether, David reigned for 40 years. David had 8 wives. God was angry with David for his adultery with Bathsheba. David lay with Bathsheba and later found out she was pregnant, knowing that she was already married to Uriah. Bathsheba eventually lost that child due to punishment from God for David's adultery and the murder of Uriah, Bathsheba's husband. She became pregnant again after David repented of his sins. She gave birth to Solomon, who the Bible refers to as the wisest man. Bathsheba had a total of 5 sons for David. God would not allow King David to build the temple because he shed so much blood from all the great wars that he fought. He had blood on his hands. But truly David loved God. God even said David is a man after his own heart. David's son Solomon, who the Bible refers to as the wisest man, built the temple later on. David's son Absalom, he was the 3rd son of David, tried to overthrow his father who was king. Back in those days, if you try to overthrow a king, off with your head. Doesn't matter who you are. Let's talk about Tamar, who is Absalom's sister, same mother and father. King David and his wife Maacah is mother and father to Absalom and Tamar. Now Tamar got raped by Amnon, her brother from another mother. Amnon was King David's firstborn son. Amnon raped his own sister. David did not punish Amnon for raping his sister. Absalom was filled with rage about it. So he invited Amnon to a feast and had his servants kill him for raping his sister. Absalom fled to Geshur after he killed his brother and stayed there for 3 years, while King David mourned his son Amnon. You think you have enough drama in your family? Well, think again. Now Absalom is trying to get support from the people to overthrow his father, who is King David. When David heard that Absalom, his own son, gained favor among the people to overthrow him, King David saw it as a punishment from God for all the things he had done. After 3 years, Absalom returned to Jerusalem, and his father King David refused to see his face. He sent him away to his own house. David was angry with his son Absalom, but he also loves him. It is said that Absalom was one of the most handsome men in all of Israel. He was flawless from head to toe. He cut his hair only once a year. His hair was so thick and heavy. When he weighed, his hair was 5 pounds. Are you still thinking what race Absalom was? Now David loves his handsome son, but he was rebellious against his father. Now Absalom made himself king and slept with some of his father's concubines. Absalom was finally defeated and was killed by King David's soldiers that was loyal to him. The same beautiful thick and heavy hair led Absalom to his demise. His hair got stuck in a tree while he was fleeing away from David's soldiers. While Absalom was hanging from the tree, they shot darts into his heart while he was still alive. They killed him despite of King David's command not to kill his son. After they shot 3 darts in Absalom's heart, he was then killed by 10 of Joab's armor-bearer. With all of what Absalom did to his father King David, Absalom killed his own brother for raping his sister. He made himself king. He ran his own father out of town. He slept with his father's concubines. With all this, when King David heard about his son Absalom's death, he cries, "My son Absalom, my son Absalom, if only I have died instead of you. Absalom, my son Absalom." Death brought much grief to King David. Now you know why God says David is a man of my own heart. With all the wars and bloodshed, King David was full of love.